After opening GitHub for Windows for the first time, you'll be presented with the chance to set up your account. If you don't have one, you can register one by clicking on the Sign Up link. It will open a browser window and allow you to create your account. From here, you can choose to create an account at the pricing level that's correct for your needs. For this video, all I need is a free account, so I can click on this button here. Now we're at a pretty standard account registration page. However, since I already have an account, I don't need to sign up here. I will go ahead and close this window and get back to GitHub for Windows. Now that we're in the client application, let's go ahead and type in our username and password that we registered in the previous module, or if you just set yours up now, use that one. And now we log in. The first thing that we want to do after logging into our account is to make sure that we configure GitHub for Windows. To do this, we click on the Tools icon at the top of the screen. From here, we want to choose Options. Now we have a few things that we want to consider changing. First, you'll notice that our account is listed here. We don't need to change that now, but you should know that your account information is here in the Options section, and you're able to change it in the future. Next, we'll want to configure Git, which means changing some sections of your global Git config. This is where you specify your name and email to be shown with your commits. You'll notice that mine are already here. That's because I've configured Git on this computer already. Make sure that you use an email alias that you're okay with having shown next to each commit you make. This information will be shown either publicly or privately, but to anyone who has access to see your published commits. So just be careful with the information that you provide here. Your default storage directory is another important piece of information to configure. Every repository that you set up locally will go in this location by default. You can choose other locations, but it's good to have a convenient location for this already set up. You'll notice that mine is pointed towards a development directory where I store all of my GitHub repositories. You also have the option to scan for any existing repositories. I already have some repositories in this folder that I created ahead of time. You'll notice here that I have a couple of folders, one of which is a repository. Let's go back and click that button. When I click this button, you can see that GitHub for Windows is giving me the option to include the repositories that I already have in that folder. I am going to exclude two of the projects and go ahead and add the remaining one. Once we're done in the Options window, we'll see that the project is now being tracked by GitHub for Windows. So once I get rid of these, this one repository defined will now be tracked. You can also change the default shell used by GitHub for Windows. I used PowerShell in the first module, but if you're more comfortable in a different command line interface, you are able to change this. Just click on the one that you want to use. You could use the standard Windows command line. You could use git bash if you're used to bash. You could use PowerShell, or specify any custom shell that you have installed. I'm going to go ahead and leave it at PowerShell. Lastly, you're able to change the default pull behavior in GitHub for Windows. I haven't explained the difference yet, but there are two ways of handling conflicts in Git. You can merge or you can rebase. Both achieve similar results, but do so in a different way. I will explain in which situations I use each type of conflict resolution. I'll explain this in a later module. Once I've done that, you can then make the choice of which one is appropriate. This selection here, however, will choose which one you want to have as the default. You can come back here later and choose your own default once I've explained the differences. Now let's update these options and set up our repository. Notice that one repository defined is now listed inside my local repositories section.